So guys, I just want to quickly come online and so that we discuss few things that is happening right now in the Gambia, and try to dissect into the issues, and I just want to talk about a few things first. I did an article yesterday saying December 5th should be a protest vote. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about government silence since the resignation of the CDS, and the issue of Gambia College that I just posted this evening, and so that we are able to actually position the current situation of the Gambia and what is happening, what needs to happen. Okay, Babuka, you can send me a request after my introduction, and then I will add you to the live, and then you can join the discussions, right? So guys, first, just to briefly say that we are in an election year, and election year is supposed to be a very special year for us. And in 6 months' time, in December, Gambians will head to the polls again to actually elect a new leadership and to decide the future of this country and how we are governed and how our resources are distributed and who gets what and where by the time the results are announced December 6th. Therefore, it becomes very fundamental that we take elections seriously, and we take this year seriously, that our decisions come December 5th determines whether we're going to be in crisis of electricity supply, whether our hospitals will be using touchlights in the 21st century, in 2026, to attend to patients, whether our schools will have proper equipments that enhance quality education, whether our universities will be denied lectures simply because staff are not paid and they have to go on a sit-down strike. So these are all issues that will actually be determined by December 5th. And I keep saying this, that these are not just common sense. These are scholarly arguments that elections are very fundamental in any democracy. In fact, they are the most fundamental pillar of democracy, because we can disagree on a lot of things. That we can disagree that Saibo the Fabuga protest, we can disagree Madi the Fabuga Binda, we can disagree, but you see, elections, we all agree that we are supposed to vote, and that voting is not just supposed to be casting our voters, our single marble in the ballot box. I'll speak English. I just want to do an introduction and a synopsis of this program, and then I will do that. I'll do that actually. Tough boy, I will speak Mandinka and I'll try to speak Wolof, and yes, but I just want to give a preamble of my discussions on elections, and then that the biggest accountability tool is actually elections. That everybody, the young, the old, everyone that is eligible to vote based on our electoral laws will have to head to the polls to choose a new leadership. And this is something that we're not supposed to be joke about. And this year, our elections should not be based on empty promises. It should not be based on tribal lines, religious lines, or regionalism. It's supposed to be actually based on clear manifestos, clear policies. What are the opposition saying they're going to do different from what the current government is doing, and what the current government or the ruling party think they can do differently that they are not able to do from 2021 to December 5th, 2026. All right? And we don't have to joke with these issues. They are not anything to joke about, right? Yes, Tijan, you can actually send me a message on. I'm not sure I'll be able to access my inbox right now, but you can send me a message on my DM, and then I'll check it out. And so we need to take these elections very seriously, and then we need to understand that elections for us is representation. We cast our vote, and so we can use our votes to determine our lives and our livelihoods, and how everything else is determined in this country. So it's good that we have some of this discussion. So what is happening in this country? First, we have seen that from audit reports to commission revelations to whistleblowers that are emerging in our governance system, in our institutions lately, that there have been rampant corruption. This country is corrupt to the core, and and I joke about this, but seriously, I keep saying this, that when we talk about religion, we talk about when we talk about corruption, we talk about a very serious issue, and I keep saying that people in this country, we have three religions. We have Christianity, we have Islam, and we have corruption. That's how corruption is embedded in our governance system, in our daily lives, and and it's becoming endemic in our system. So there's only one medication to corruption, is to ensure that there are very, very serious accountability tools, that if people are caught engaging in corruption, in fraud, in mismanagement of state resources, they are supposed to face the full cost of the law. There are no negotiations to that. And we have seen the CDS, of course, for the past 2 weeks or so, a lot of disturbing revelations emerge that the CDS have been involved in very, very serious corruption issues, abuse of office, and many other things, and we all talked about it briefly. People call for accountability, people call for his resignation. I will actually have to say this on this live, that when the serious issue came up, somebody very, very close to him reached out to me, and I told him very simple that he needs to resign, right? And if he resigns, it's not where it stopped. We're going to continue to ensure that we call for accountability. And resignation is not accountability. And of course, people will argue, myself, my first post, I said, if his resignation was based on the principle that he has been alleged for those serious crimes, that's why he vacated office voluntarily. That is noble. That doesn't stop the fact that we should hold him accountable, right? That should not stop the fact that the government is supposed to constitute, an investigation panel to prompt into the allegations that are very serious, even though evidence are out there. I got all the evidence. I spoke to the PA, prior to Watson Gambia picking it up and other people. So there are evidence, but the government need to prompt into the serious allegations to ensure that accountability mechanisms are put in place, and then that Mama Cham faced the consequences of his action, because public office is not some Camara Kunda where people come and embezzle state resources, abuse power, and steal state resources and go home and sleep. Because you cannot be a law enforcement, right? If I mean a law enforcement, is that those Bagwe boats were seized by the Army Navy because they find it problematic, is against the law that people smuggle people to travel through the Bagwe. Those boats have been seized. The moment they have been seized, they are under state custody. So having to take those boats and then push them into the waters to have them generate funds for you for your private use is not just corruption, but is unethical, unprofessional, and unreligious. And this is what exactly Mama Cham did. And he resigned, of course. Okay, he resigned, and so what? There should be accountability mechanisms. And it's very disappointing that no the president, the government, or the armed forces could release a statement on those serious allegations and then tell the people that what the culprit is supposed to face as a result of what he has done in embezzling state resources and abuse of power, you know. And this is one of the issues that we keep talking about in this country, that people will do all they want to do and go scot-free. Nothing happens to them. And you know, we have been singing this, resignation is not accountability. That the government of the Gambia, if the president and the government are truly not apologies to corruption or corruption apologies, by now they should have come out and tell us what is going to happen to the former CDS and what is the government's position on the allegations that are levied on him. But the government's silence is complicit. Kede kafu mole ko Mama Cham ye munke ay sunyaro leke ay nakarlo leke ay munke anin Gambia luwal manta anin silo manta anin dokola sartol manta, because itemu sojero la nyaton koldi ena buli ye tilimbaliya la sojerol kan ye sojerol la mutulta ida ye falinding kenol la mol mun kata nin koma silola ela mol ye wala kulungul muta ye kulungul ni murundi nan ite o kulungul ta ye nyori jokono ye la muso to safe bala e ka nyol muta o kodo kanete ya o mutagirinte yaldi o musunyaroldi o mutilimbali yaldi ananin dokula sartul manta momo cham nyata kamunge wolen arisantale berari sanda wolen atata ay safero ke ko kaitani masa kundala ko bari tumurol le fintala ala koto anala doku bundato ana kol munke woto ataye fonyo doku la o mu kulati muyalan ko aka kumaya bakere ni na masa kundala tamandiri nyala ko ni moye kukurunke anu mol fintita e ko kukurunke aka ke ku hormari ngoldi yafo ko ntenga nyin doku bulale because palaso nyinta samanola anu ngin kuriala kije bari wo kaji wo palaso la onim konti bo mankeli o manke konti bo mu ne de sa ye tumurol mu lay tekan man sa kunda nyanda ka kisiro kele ka kisiro ke kaje ko nin tumurol fo toñale muyti bam foy manke toñade nin toñabe ko kono e luwata ya landi gan ka luwal lebe laring sartul lebe lari mulbe dending nie tajarinte ya ke suñaro ke ye tilimbali ya ke anin nakarro ke man sa kunda la doko la ani la palaso la sembola e nyanda ka luwa nyanda ka tamandi kan ngaje bring Mama Cham ye safiro ke kaiten di president la ko ate bunya sendile kake CDS wala kake sojoro la nyaton ko de kadu ye tumiro le la kan tumiro mi yalan ko e sembo warta bake anu sangarta bakele man sa kunda na manke ka letter o safi ka fo mole ko president baro ye Mama Cham la letter o ke fonyo do ko la aya sotole aya tale anu asonta ko aussi do ko blanole amam fendo foje anu anyanta ka diamule anyanta ka fendo fojele because nakarlo sunyaro nin tagirinte ya masa kuna dugo kono sartulle be laren sartul mi yalan ko wol nyanta ka tamo kan tubabol ka fole ko there should be accountability mechanisms anu nyanta ka munke wolen ka bunda londi bunda mu yalan ko abe kiskisiro kala nyin tumuro la because mole tumuro nyin fo even do o mariye fengol bondile mu yalan ko kadi ko tumuro nyi mu toñaldi waye masa kunda buka tamo nyama mbengo understand waye masa kunda nyanta ka minke say wolen ka mexo ko ye kisi-kisi ye bunda londe ay kisi-kisi nin kumo la mul findita nin tumiro la mul findita Mama Cham la doko bunda la yaje ko nin tonya ba ko kono le luway tamandi Mama Cham kam because ka tilimbali ya tilim mol la because Mama Cham e mun jewul mu tilimbali ya bal so yoro mu yalan ko ke jore puri kan tanka yol siga ye samba ila nakodo e ka doko ke je andi du ke jo extra from na man sakunda ke jo muna puri la so yar doko ye bodo ye so yaro la motolta ye samba ye falindin keno mu yalan ko yo ke to yalla say anu Mama Cham ka mun farange wole aka julota mo jama bulu jan jula jama bi jan bis ka me business manol aka tala kay donto ko do la ko mu yalan ko abuke jo ñu mu kulete mu yalan ko e sembo warta baake ñu mu kulete mu yalan ko nakar rol dem an ñu mu kulete mu yalan ko eni loi manta hani domandin so kombe laare wokan akira silan ku akira ni ku ya ko ni silan ko that bringing ko keda President Adama Barrow man finti kadiamu man sakunda man finti kadiamu ka mo le ko momo cham ni tumuro le lata kan anu man sakunda be ni simfale tala ka ko ni dandula jibe waya min ko nin mansa kunda fonka nakarlo nin sunyaro nin tajirinte ya nin kuriyam be mansa kunda ko ani mansa kunda do kula ka munke nin mansa kunda nin na president akole sementu yaddi because neje na karjo fay mansa president wana ake kali nin kurano la ake kali nin kurano wolen kaje ko abentel la kitabu buko e ka fume constitution abole sembentu ni yala annan abole bambandila anabe banko taman na ni wala annun na kitabu buko mum fo wolen ko mol nyanta ka tamanin silo nin horomol la anin bunya annun ka nakarlo ke ka sunyaro ke ka tajirinte yake na constitution wala na kitab na marram buko man song wala so nin moy kuke president nyanta ka fintele because president is the #1 defender of the interest of this country by law and he is the #1 defender of the constitution by sworn in by the Holy Quran that is a Muslim that he is going to defend the constitution and is going to rule by the constitution and therefore he should not neglect serious allegations like the ones that emerge with Mohammed Cham. So Mohammed Cham can resign Oman Kanyang. Ku jama le biye mulyalong iganta ka bondile keseng Yesenia, but Nigeria fanan ko de lamman sakunda sako tur surtu na president ay ku jama le sementu ya jamu yalan ko bambetea Nigeria bin sidun jay fintida sidun jay la audio finta nyim banku kanjang ka multa ke tumi ko imu mannin koldi wala ibele nyim political party doldo wala na ite nyaton kaya dilela ite la plasul kafla wala ite doko dilela o mu kule mu yalan ko anin gandel luwal manta bari fanan aning hanama diyala sartul fomanta birin sidun jaya woke mo Adama Barrow man findi ka fo sidun jaya koy mun ka man betea aman findi ka fo man sakunda be sartul dala kaje ko ku sifal mi yango isi fitno wul no nyim banko kana woli kana ke koteke abe dera ko ri fo adi amda mun ka fo mole ko ha ni moy ko munke ni la ba ka fa kelin igenta ka sementu yala igenta ka a support le imanya ka kaja fi banda waya min kon della president aka tajinte yanin kuriya akole sementu yandi anu mu kulete mu yalan ko amam betea so Mohammed Cham inganta ka arrest le ya investigate and ya prosecute wala ka samba kitio bunda niatar ye kultara ko dum yalan ko mole yin tumirol mun lakan yin tumirol mu toñalle bari fanan ka jara ko niaje mansa kunda bukan fanata corruption mansa kunda famo be corruption niaje president Barrow Adama Barrow buka simfalta kaje ko nakaro ni sunyaro ni kuriya findi jim banko kan ate fonka sunyaro ni kuriya kele because ni mu nyaton ko foy sim ma ko nyaton ko anu nyaton ko kan nyaton ka ko leke ane nyim banko ku jama le bi daga nyam yanga din silo manta so Mohammed Cham la ko mbe mum fala drong yani mbe mum fala to nawek walen ko he needs to be investigated arrested and prosecuted for abuse of power for fraud and for corruption and if the government refuse to do this meaning they are complicit to the crimes committed by Mohammed Cham and they know they are involved in this crime. And it's not only Mohammed Cham, we don't have evidence, but you know, one of the most serious issues in this country, our security chiefs are the most dangerous and threat to national security. Most of them are involved in serious fraudulent activities and criminal activities. Mohammed Cham let us so we'll address that. But we're hopefully going to see a lot of other allegations that will emerge as we move. And we need to address them. And President Barrow needs to address these issues. They cannot be isolated. They are not isolated issues. They are serious governance issues, and they need serious mechanisms to address them. Nobody is above the law in this country. And you know, nimbanko kamundala ko sometimes ikamere ko movie len ikamere ko theater len muyan ko aka episode le soto, you know. Whilst we were serious with the Mohammed Cham issue, you know, people are talking about that, you know, people are on that Nawek Finland with a very serious issue. it's take abe molta kan nyim banku kan tili fula tili saba tili nani e buka courant soto la suol kono e buka jio soto la suol kono molla business ol be tinya kan ne molla domoro be tinya kan frijo kono molla bagasol be jani kan ne nawek be siring e be trimbal yala e ko courant la man soto because they have a technical problem. They don't have a technical problem. I spoke to staff at NAWEC that there is no technical problem. The only problem we have, wolenko, nterka kurango soto Senegal le blog, nka kurango sang Senegal le blog, ntel banga fansung kurango soto nu. Na genetul mambetea, nka kurango soto Senegal le blog no. Anu nga Senegal la kudo mbe molla wole siata to an extent de Senegal le kurango kuntule. So sa nga munjono ebo dama di ka molla. Wana kurango man soto. And then more about this as a result of the war in Ukraine. What war in Ukraine? Now they did not tell us that it's a fuel crisis. If it's a fuel crisis, we can say okay, it's because of the Ukraine-US-Israel war. Now they did not say there is a fuel shortage or fuel crisis. They said there is a technical issue, and then this technical issue goes actually beyond fuel. But also, do you know that beyond this, that we don't have a standby. We don't have like somebody told me that from Kotu to Birkama, no generator is using. But in the first place, in the 21st century, 2026, how can a country like the Gambia, with just 2.5 million people, rely on electricity? Right now, it's not even daytime. I'm sweating because of the heat. Why can't we invest in solar energy? Why can't we invest in solar energy? The money, the billions of dollars we are using to transport electricity from Senegal, we can use it and invest it into solar energy and build both human and infrastructure capacity and have us get adequate and sustainable energy. So why are we not doing that? Why do we even have to debate about electricity in 2027, 2025, 2026? In fact, this government said that there will be universal access to electricity by 2025. That was the first thing they said. When 2025 was getting closer, they said by 2026. They went and fixed meters in the province and all that. And I keep telling this, the number of meters fixed in this country is not what determines the universal access to electricity. The universal access to electricity is about affordability, sustainability, and reliability. The energy have to be sustainable, have to be reliable, and have to be affordable, because even if there is supply and it's not affordable, it's not sustainable, it's not reliable like right now, it is not universal access. So universal access to electricity is a dream and a lie in this country. It's not happening. It's not. Right? I agree, Sisla, I agree that, they said it's a regional problem, but Senegal is not affected. Where is the regional problem emerging from? And that's other thing that our public officials and our public servants need to understand, that no matter do not lie to the people. Always be truthful and tell people actually mumbe caring. Because public trust is not built on lie, on deception. It is built on effective and truthful communications. That's what builds public trust on our public institutions and in our public officials. So therefore, NAWEC and the government and in the Ministry of Energy needs to step up. That people cannot continue to be suffering. Businesses are down. People cannot store food in their homes anymore. And now, the effect also is going down. The people are using the blackout as an opportunity to rob people. Obviously, if there is light, people will not going to easily invade into people's house and attack them. And we have seen our colleague, our brother, our friend have been attacked last night and seriously harmed and injured. And and what he said was simply they couldn't even hold on the culprit simply because it was blackout. Nobody knows who was them and how they they run away. So I think the Mansakunda Yantaka Kajela Kominko Mola Hamul ni Mola Jiko Wole Sindi and ni Mole Jiko Sotela Eko Jiko Eka Timbandile. And then Arambaro Nera Fajana Mebaga Ako Forea Mukamaldi. Niko Forea Mukamaldi Wole near Lahilo Mundi Eko Lahiro Eka Timbandile. But if you go Lahiro, if you then the Wuliani Tonya Fobalia, Nintilimbalia Koma Kaola Hido Tamandi. Mansakunda Boga Tamo Nyama. Mansakunda ka Tamaning Tonyala Animbunya. So what is happening in this country is that we have seen a simple show of incompetence in our presidency and in our government. And in all what they are interested in is their interest and what favors them. And then the truth is, you see all of this crisis, this financial crisis that is imagined, corruption of the money, the amount of money that is pumped into this country, the amount of loans and grants that are pumped into this country, how is it, reflecting on the daily life of an ordinary Gambian like me and you? How? It's not reflecting on us. The poor continue to get poor and exploited. The bourgeois and the elites continue to be rich. And that's not what governance means. Governance means that people that are being governed are governed on the principles of truth, accountability, transparency, and the rule of law. So what is it that this Mansakunda cannot simply ensure that these basic necessities of life, healthcare, electricity, water supply, education, are effective, are affordable, and are accessible? What can we not do? Because I keep saying this, God will never send Angel Jibril to come down to Westfield to solve our problem. He did it. He will not. The 5 common sense that the president gave us is the same 5 common senses that he gave Senegal, Mali, Burkina Faso, Switzerland, and they are using that common sense. There is nothing extraordinary. And this is why I keep saying that the citizens of this country, Bankudungul Falsi Wule Alial Tau City, Yagere Mansakunda Bukatan in Tilimula, Nimolia Mera, Messila na Bumulokono, na Sembe na Sirambalkan, na TikTok given, na Facebook Live given. No. No. Fonsi Wule, Fonna Kartile Kiso Lembang, Fonna Protest Lembang, Fonna Balambaya Lembang, but accountability, Fonsi Wule nga meso ko kontibo itarintel ni na Mansakunda tema. Ni Mansakunda be munebe Trimbalia dringa molla. Trimbalia kola mandar fenga molla. Alo nyirka yin development on be voting be silol drakane be mul drakane. Ya on tuba welka fu mu quantity. And so off. Ibe walla. Go to the Hackland Road. Go to the Banyaka, is it the Banyaka Road? I just passed there on Sunday. Ekama ila mono le kamera nika eka penturu fimu ya bong bere wule onka. The thickness fembo katarigi. Hani fenne bo katarigi. Sanji kilin sanji flow silol bela katinya. Ni wulte be titar ramule nga silo dada nga nyine dada abe wuliya abe tonya balia. Eka kodo mun sunya project holdo. Eka kodo mun sunya silo la project holdo. Wole ka siya eka kodo mun dundigi. Minister jibe har mun be mun la bu mu poti ko doli nakare minister de sanji kilin sanji fula ay bunjam balo ay mansun balo mansuno mi yalan ko hani sanji kebe ne dogo la sarita dinole.